You're sitting in the car after the game. Your kid is quiet. You're quiet. And in your head, you're running through everything that just happened on that field. The playing time, the position change, the interaction with the coach. And you're trying to figure out what your next move is. That moment, almost every competitive soccer parent I know has lived it. And what you do next, in that car, that week, that season, matters more than your kid's talent. I know that sounds bold, but stay with me. These 5 decisions shape your kid's soccer future. Not the coach, not the club director, not the scout, you. I'm Buford Mobley, the soccer parent coach, and I've spent years inside the youth soccer ecosystem. As a dad, as someone who built a community of over 50,000 soccer parents, and as someone who had to learn most of this the hard way. Today I'm giving you the 5 decisions that actually move the needle. Let's get into it.
The first decision is club choice. And I want to be honest with you about something most people won't say out loud. The name on the jersey is not the decision. Parents spend months agonizing over whether their kid is at the right club. Is it the right brand? Are there enough scouts? Did that kid from this club get a D1 offer? Here's what actually matters when you're evaluating a club. Does the coaching staff have a development philosophy? And can they tell you what it is in plain language, not marketing language? Plain language. Is your child in an environment where they are challenged and seen? Those are 2 different things, by the way. Challenged means the training is hard enough to grow. Seen means someone notices when they're struggling. And third, does the club culture match your family's values around commitment, balance, and what happens when things get hard? The wrong club with great coaches is better than the right club with bad ones. Choose the environment, not the brand.
Decision number 2 is how you manage the coach relationship. And this one is personal for me. I spent a season doing everything wrong here. I was the parent who wanted to fix every perceived slight, who read every substitution as a statement about my son's future. I was exhausting, mostly to myself. Here's the truth. Coaches are not the enemy, but they're also not always right. And your job is not to fight them. Your job is to understand how they see your kid and bridge that gap. That means one thing above all else. Learn how to have a conversation with the coach that doesn't start with the phrase, "My son deserves." Because the moment you walk in with that energy, the coach is on defense. And nothing good happens when people are on defense. What works? Can you help me understand what you're seeing from him in training? That question, that one, use it. It opens doors.
And for the parents who have a coach that genuinely isn't good for your kid, that's a real thing too, and you have every right to advocate. But even that conversation starts with curiosity before it starts with confrontation. Decision 3 is probably the one that breaks the most parents I know. Playing time interpretation. Your kid is not getting the time they deserve, or they're getting time but in the wrong position, or they played great and still got pulled early, and now it's eating at you. Here's what I want you to hear. Playing time is information. It is not a verdict. When your kid sits more than you expected, there are 5 or 6 possible explanations. And your child isn't good enough is only one of them, and not usually the most likely one. The coach might be managing the roster. The coach might be developing a different skill set. There might be a style fit issue. There might be something in training that you don't see. Or honestly, and I've seen this, it might just be a mistake that the coach doesn't even realize they're making. The parent who can hold that ambiguity, who can say, "I don't know what this means yet," instead of immediately deciding it means the worst thing. The parent keeps their kid's head in the game. Because here's what happens when parents decide playing time is a verdict. The kid starts to believe it too. Your interpretation becomes their truth. That's the weight of this decision.
Decision 4 is confidence support. And I want to separate this from encouragement because they're not the same thing. Encouragement is, "You played great, buddy." And there's nothing wrong with that. But confidence support is something deeper. It's building the architecture inside your child that lets them take a hard moment, a bad game, a dropped call, a rough week, and stay standing. Most soccer parents I talk to want to protect their kids from the hard stuff, the disappointment, the failure, the public mistake on the field. I get it. I lived it. But the parents who build truly confident players, they don't protect their kids from the hard stuff. They process it with them. There's a difference between "don't worry about it" and "that was hard. What did you learn?" One closes the door. The other walks through it together. Here's a simple reframe. After the game, before you say anything about what happened on the field, ask one question.
How did it feel to be out there today? Not, did you win? Not, what happened in the second half? Just, how did it feel? You'd be amazed what comes out of that question, and you'd be amazed how much that question, over months and years, builds a kid who knows how to process adversity instead of running from it. Decision 5 is the hardest one. Long-term thinking. I don't mean thinking about college soccer or professional ambitions. I mean something simpler and more important than that. I mean asking yourself, what do I actually want my child to walk away from this experience with? Not this season, not this tryout, this experience. The whole thing. Because I've met parents whose kid got a D1 scholarship, and the relationship with their child was wrecked by the time they left for college. I've met parents whose kid never got recruited, and their kid is 25 years old, playing rec soccer, coaching a youth team, and credits the game with teaching them everything important about who they are. The outcome isn't the story. The experience is the story. Long-term thinking means you don't let one bad season become a defining chapter. It means you don't let the pressure of tryouts erase 6 months of genuine growth. It means you remember, even when it's hard to remember, that the point of all of this isn't a scholarship or a starting spot.
The point is a kid who learned how to work, how to fail, how to get back up, and how to love something hard. That's long-term thinking. And every decision you make in this journey should be filtered through it. So let's go back to that car. You're sitting there, your kid is quiet, you're quiet, and now you've got a different lens. You're thinking about whether the club is actually serving your kid's development, not just the brand. You're thinking about how to approach the coach with curiosity instead of conflict. You're holding the playing time loosely, knowing it's information, not a verdict. You're thinking about how to open the door tonight instead of close it. And you're keeping the long game in front of you. That parent, the one sitting in that car with that kind of clarity, that's the confident soccer parent. Not because everything is figured out, but because they know how to think about what's in front of them.
Pause. That's a completely different car ride. Now, real quick, if you want help navigating any of these 5 decisions specifically, I built something for you. I have 6 AI-powered coaching tools. I call them GPTs, each one built around a specific challenge that competitive soccer parents face. If you're dealing with a coach relationship issue, there's a GPT for that. Playing time driving you crazy, there's one for that too. Confidence, communication, club evaluation, all of it. They're $17 each, and the fastest way to find yours is to take my free Soccer Parent Archetype quiz at the soccerparentlifestyle.com quiz. It takes about 2 minutes. It tells you exactly what type of soccer parent you are, and it points you to the tool that fits your situation. I'll put the link in the description. Take the quiz. It's free.
I started the Soccer Parent Coach because I was that parent in the car, with no roadmap, trying to figure it out alone. And I made a lot of mistakes that I didn't have to make. You don't have to figure this out alone anymore. Take the quiz, get the right tool in your hands, and the next time you're sitting in that car, you'll know what to do. Link is in the description. I'll see you in the next one.